Anyway, it's now time for Starr Entertainment, proudly brought to you by Vodafone. Power to you.
It's now time for Starr Entertainment on the Starr Drive, only on Starr 103.5 FM.
This is Starr FM Entertainment News.
This is Starr 103.5 FM.
Tempo has reached critical level.
You see me, this is why I don't understand. You should see the boys just jamming away in the studio. But Magnom is here.
Yeah.
Magnom,
Yes.
you are always so busy behind something. It's either a keyboard or a drum or whatever. Today you are behind my microphone.
Yeah.
And apparently you don't like to talk plenty.
Oh no, I tried.
But Magnom is amazing when it comes to product. Actually, he is a Ghanaian producer, music producer. Let me rephrase this. He's a multi-award winning Ghanaian music producer. Why are you opening your eyes? Magnom. What was your real name?
Joseph Bullet.
Joseph Bully.
Yeah.
What a beautiful name.
Yeah.
And then you decide to use Magnom.
Magnom, yeah.
What does Magnom mean?
It actually has no meaning.
Oh?
Magnum stands for everything I am.
Just Magnom.
Yeah, I stand for everything trendy, everything fresh. Yeah.
Really, yeah?
And I heard you say like I'm looking different now.
You're looking
things
different
about
from the
me.
last time.
But I'm sure I still look a bit handsome.
Oh no, you are a handsome
Yeah.
man. I didn't say you
Thank
weren't.
you,
It's just that I liked it better when your hair was neatly cut. And but hey, if this is this your new style?
Oh yeah, this is how I felt like.
Yeah.
Just doing
Of course,
this.
expressing yourself.
Yeah,
That's
expressing
important.
myself.
I see the gray hairs in there. What's up with that though?
I don't know. Since I was a kid, I've had a little bit.
He's your wise man. But talking about Magnom, I mean,
Yeah.
the name is so grand. It feels like it means so much. Listen, he's the man behind Sarkodie's Illuminati, Sarkodie's Bounce, Eden featuring Lil Shaker, which is one of my favorites. Queenie was on the chart across Africa for weeks non-stop. VVIP featuring Fino and Idris Elba, Selfie, that remix, Asem's Wasted. Oh, Samini featuring Popcorn, Violate, Eden featuring Coded. Listen, I could go on and on and on. The creativity, where does it come from?
I mean, okay, honestly, I feel like it's from all the music I've listened to all my life. Yeah, my dad he really loves music, so growing up, we heard a lot of music, like different genres, reggae, high life, orchestral music, everything, jazz, growing up. Yeah, so I just think it comes from the blend of all that music.
You're inspired by older music, so to speak. You're inspired by music from way back.
No, and even the music I'm currently hearing, but I think the love for music really came from what I heard growing up.
But it's so funny. You are saying the same thing a lot of young musicians, and I'll just put you in that collective musician because you are a musician.
Yeah.
But in comes artists of yesteryear who think that, well, this generation of musicians, they don't know what they're doing, and it's, you know, we had Jedi Play on air this morning, and he was saying, well, the music of today, I mean, they are misguided, they don't know what they're doing, and what do you think about that?
Okay, I think the same way they were being criticized for Bugger High Life by the original High Life artists, it's the same way they are criticizing us.
So is that generational
It's
thing?
a generational thing, yeah. And I think even with some of us, you really need to try to understand and enjoy the music of today, because it's changing. Like something like trap music is a bit one way, if you may say, but you need to love it to grow.
You know, it's funny that you say that at the time they were being criticized for something. You think everybody seems to have forgotten that with every generation there's a different twist, and that different twist is a little bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, you just enjoy. I'd like to hear Jedi Ambule on the trap song and see how it comes out.
Well, I'm sure he listened to the Star Drive. I'm sure he's heard that. So Jedi Ambule, come and collaborate with Magnom on the trap song. But talking about all the artists you've worked with, Magnom, your portfolio is huge, it's juicy. How do these relationships come into being? Like, do they come looking for you? Do you go looking for them? How does it work?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I reach out to artists like I want to work with. Maybe I have a sort of beat or a style of music I want to produce, and I just reach out to them. Sometimes people come to me, and sometimes it just happens that we find ourselves in the same space, and then we just make something happen.
You know, I was having a conversation with an international music producer friend of mine, and we were using the D'banj stroke Don Jazzy relationship as an example of how collaboration can make you, or without that collaboration, you can literally face your, breakdown. Do you find a lot of artists depending on you to make them that track that would help them just break through in a way that they've always been dreaming of?
Yeah, I'm sure like many artists, especially those coming up, really look up to me, and they come in the studio looking for a song like a song we already produced. But I always come
a song.
I always come with
like
a fresh vibe, And being an artist myself, like I think that's why most people like recording in my studio. They come through, I give you some ideas, and then we work on it. Yeah.
Do you hope, Magnom, that every track that you create is a hit? Or let me rephrase. Are there times when you sit and say, well, Sarkodie is coming to the studio, Sark is coming, and I better create this and it better be a hit?
Yeah, that's what we work for. But sometimes you just go with the vibe and just do something different that might not even sell. Yeah, and sometimes it sells. So most of the time you're trying to find that hit record, but that will make it boring if you're just going with the trend, trying to be like everybody else. Yeah.
Who inspires Magnom?
Who inspires Magnom? Well, I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult to say. At every point in time, there's something inspiring me. So it's difficult to say.
Are you the kind of person that will make a lot of hit songs and then stop and then go and hide? I hear you creatives, you're funny like that.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to work at all for like a very long period of time. And then sometimes I'm just working like a whole month always in the studio. So it depends on how I feel. Yeah.
Today's new crop of music producers, well, let me put it kindly. You guys are risk takers in a way that we tend to wonder if you have heads on your shoulders. And when I say risk takers, you are not following anybody's rule.
Yeah.
But do you fear that by not following anybody's rule, eventually you may misguide where Ghana or Ghanaian music should go?
I mean, I don't think doing anything different will misguide anyone. Because there'll be those who are like, who follow like the ideal way you should produce an ideal kind of music that should be out. Like there are those who do like typical high life. But I'm different. I just enjoy what I do. It's not even about inspiring the whole generation and just driving them in the African way or whatever. I just do what I do because I like what I do.
Take me to possibly crossing over into a different world. What's your ideal market that Magnom would like to cross over into?
Yeah, I mean, electronic music.
Electronic music?
Yeah.
Like a...
there's now like tropical bass, and then you could even blend Afrobeats and electronic. Like some of the songs I released recently, like Wind Up Your Bumper, you hear me blend Afrobeats and electronic music, so it's still electronic music, yeah.
So the money has come in?
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming.
Have you moved from that studio, Bino?
No, it's still the same.
Are you serious? You're still in that place?
Yeah.
I saw rats and cockroaches and...
Oh, no! No, that's a lie,
No, I'm just teasing. I'm so teasing. There are no rats and mice and cockroaches in the studio, no.
Yeah.
So you're still there. Humility is an ask. I'm asking if you're still there because here you are making so many hits, but you've chosen a very nice, quaint, quiet place.
Yeah, I think the studio is in my head. It's not the equipment you see. Because most people walk in there and say, hey,
this is it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I could expand it, but for now I'm just comfortable in it. And it's easy to work with because I've worked with it for years.
Yeah. Who's the one artist you haven't worked with that you aspire to work with? Hopefully. Maybe
the one, like there are a million artists out there.
Okay, so but who's the one that if I could call the person right now for you would.
Okay, I'd like to work with Skrillex on like an album.
On an album?
Yeah.
Why Skrillex?
Skrillex is he's one of the top EDM producers and artists out there. So yeah, I would want to see how working with him is like what his work ethic is like and all of that. Just experience.
You know, it's very easy to go on and on about the creative aspect of music, you know, the beats and the artists, etc. But what about the business of music making? How protected are you? How much you know about the business? That Magnom, I can say that over 10, 15, 20 years, when I come back, I would have seen that Magnom has created a business.
I mean, there are always people advising you about music and what you should do.
Do you have a business manager?
Yeah, I have a business manager. Yeah, he's seated right.
The one with the jacket. The one with the coat.
Yeah.
Is that cotton or is it? Oh, it's a velvet pants with cotton. Oh, I like that. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I had a lot of advice in the beginning. Like, most people don't know I've mixed like 100 or more songs for people, like a lot of big songs. I had to put a tag on it just to identify myself.
Magnom.
No, because I didn't want to be I didn't want it to seem like someone produced something and I wanted to claim it, so I could have just created a different brand for that, mixing it.
But you decided to.
I decided not to even put my tag on it at all. And then right now thinking about it, I was like, why didn't I do this? There are a lot of things people have spoken to me about, but now we are working on every aspect of it. In the beginning, it was just for fun. So before we start making money. Yeah.
Well, it was just for fun, and now you realize that that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
The rest of my life, yeah.
And so you might as well do it for the business.
So we've set up like things that will help in the future. I'm trying to get our royalties and everything from outside. Getting our publishing and everything. So.
Do you ascribe or subscribe to Musiga? Gamro? Do you have any?
Yeah, Gamro. I registered with Gamro.
Gamro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you comfortable with what they want to do for you, what they will do for you, what they are doing for you?
Yeah, I mean, like in the beginning, I heard a lot of stuff about Gamro and music and all of that, which didn't make me want to register, sign on to them. But I just decided, you let me try it, so I know for myself, for a fact for myself, like how the system runs. So, yeah, I registered, and so maybe by the end of the year, I'll get some royalties from them and see how much that is.
Basically, you are the generation that has to help with putting the systems in place, because you're the generation that's got the internet. You guys see what Jay-Z is doing. You see who are the other music producers. I mean, you see what all those music producers are doing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's impossible to be a multi-millionaire music producer in Ghana. I just think that what would make it possible is if you understand the true business of music. You know, DJ Khaled. I mean, look at what he's doing. I mean,
see, where Ghanaian music gets played most is in Ghana, and those systems are not running, or they're not running as well.
But isn't that one of the reasons why you are trying to create music that sounds as global as possible?
Yeah,
so the music playing in the background right now, let's take a listen. You wouldn't know that this is from Ghana until you hear sack on it.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing now. We're trying to move out, and then
grow bigger. Your business manager is here, so don't worry, you will. So you're coming up with an album soon. When is it gonna be out?
Oh, it's out.
It's out.
I dropped it last week. Yeah.
Oh, how could you have dropped it last week, Magnom?
No, I put it on. First of all, I didn't plan to release it immediately. Like I put it on TuneCore, which sends the songs to stores like iTunes, Deezer, and Shazam and all of those. So I expected it to take like 3 weeks, but I don't know, somehow I just went quickly, and in a week I just saw a blogger tweet some of the songs, and I was like,
it's already there. So it's already out. So, but what is on it? What does the album sound like?
The name of the album is Mature by Nature.
Mature by Nature.
Yeah. Which could tell you a bit about the content. Yeah, I mean, like I came up with that name by we were listening to the songs, listening to 1, 2, 3, and then we realized like the songs had like a bit of mature content in it. You're
a mature guy. Gone are the days when it was all about the music and the fun and everything. You're a mature guy now. You're making good money out of it. You are turning into a business, and you are the kind of example that I want young people who aspire to be in the music industry, to be. But before you leave us, words of advice. I know you may have heard, a lot of people say, oh, what words of advice would you give to a young music producer, a young man or woman who wants to be a music producer? After what Magnom has seen, after what you've been through, what would you say to them, Magnom?
Whoa, I mean, just think about the money first. Secondly, I think you should just keep pushing, and you definitely succeed. But the problem is, you don't know who to encourage, because there are some people who are very whack. But even with that, if you push, you could get good. So
I like that.
Just keep pushing.
The people who are very whack. Talk true. Magnom in the building with his Rasta. Oh, Rasta.